And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Good afternoon. I'm National Weather Service Meteorologist John Cowen with your Alaska Public Forecast. We'll start off taking a look at a few headlines. We have a strong low pressure system still persisting over the northern Gulf, and that'll continue to support strong winds across southwestern Alaska, across much of the northern Gulf and into the Panhandle over the next couple of days, as well as a cooling trend for much of the state through the weekend. Taking a look at our hazardous weather map, you can see we have a special weather statement in effect for much of the Anchorage Bowl. This will be for a longer-term snow event into Sunday morning. We can expect up to 5 inches of snow for much of the Anchorage Bowl in the lower elevations, higher elevations even up to 10 inches in some areas. And then looking farther east, we have a winter storm warning in effect for the Skagway area into White Pass for some lingering heavy snow, and that extends through this evening. Taking a look at our satellite loop, you can see our low pressure system moving into the Gulf of Alaska, continuing to support that unsettled weather across much of the state. Taking a look at our surface map, you can see we have a series of troughs that are going to move east to west across the interior, continuing to support those snow showers. And then we have a trough that extends all the way out into the western Gulf of Alaska. We can expect warmer temperatures to the south of this thing, so we expect mixed wintry precipitation across much of the Aleutians, with the colder air again remaining in place to the north. We have a front that'll be approaching the Panhandle tonight into tomorrow, continuing to support unsettled weather across that area and generally warmer temperatures again for the Panhandle. Getting into tonight again, you can see our mixed precipitation along much of the coast here. However, snow showers expected across the interior as this cold front is going to continue to pull in cold air from the northwest and continue to drop those temperatures over the next few days. Windy conditions are also expected to persist across much of the southwestern portions of Alaska into south central. Saturday, you can see those isobars still really close together across the Anchorage Bowl, even all the way down to Kodiak Island. So again, those strong winds will persist over the next couple of days. That reinforcing cold air continues to push its way to the southeast. And then finally by Sunday, you can see that we have high pressure now starting to build in from the north. So expect the northern half of the state to really start to see some improving weather later in the weekend into early next week. But the temperatures will continue to decrease. And speaking of temperatures, we can take a look at our low temperatures across the Panhandle for Saturday morning, bottoming out in the upper 30s, even low 40s across much of the area, so still pretty moderate for the Panhandle. Low temperatures around the low 20s to even some upper teens across the Anchorage Bowl, cooling down across the immediate coastline as well as from what we've seen the last couple of days. High temperatures only reaching the mid-30s across the immediate coast, upper 20s for the Anchorage Bowl. And then for the Panhandle, really either side of 40 is what we're looking for Saturday highs. Sunday morning lows, now we're starting to see the cooling trend make its way into the Panhandle. Generally low to mid-30s is what we can expect for that area. Coming back to the Anchorage Bowl, now we're seeing some single-digit lows starting to pop up for Sunday morning, so that cooling trend is really kicking in, and even some well below freezing temperatures for the coast. Sunday afternoon, temperatures only warming up to just above freezing for Kodiak, into the low 20s for the Anchorage Bowl, and then for much of the Panhandle, we can expect upper 30s to mid 40s. And then taking a look at northern Alaska, you can see our Saturday morning lows, generally single digits below zero for much of the Arctic slope, single digits above zero for the Tanana Valley, and even double digits below zero for the Brooks Range, the Anaktuvuk Pass area. For Saturday afternoon, we'll expect highs to only reach the single digits above. Really not all that much temperature variation across the North Slope. Tanana Valley getting into the single digits above. For Sunday morning lows, we can expect single digits below zero now for much of the Tanana Valley, as well as the North Slope, and that reinforcing cold air continues to build in. So 24 below for the Anaktuvuk Pass, what we're expecting for Sunday morning. And then for the afternoon, highs only getting up to 20 below in the Brooks Range there. Still some single digits above for Utqiagvik, generally west, and 10 below zero for Sunday afternoon. So winter is going to be hitting hard. Single digits above zero for the Tanana Valley. Coming down to southwestern Alaska, the Aleutian chain generally is going to bottom out in the mid-30s, so still pretty moderate temperatures across that area. 20s to teens for the immediate coastline, single digits in the interior. Sunday afternoon warming up into the single digits to teens above for the southwestern interior. 20s along the coast and high 40s or high 30s along much of the Aleutian chain. Low temperatures Sunday morning, again bottoming out in the mid-30s for the Aleutian chain. 20s around the immediate coastline, and now some below zero weather starting to pop up across the southwestern interior, and then only warming up into the low to mid-20s across the YK Delta for Sunday afternoon. and then mid to high 30s for the Aleutians. Taking a look at our 6 to 10 day forecast, you can see across northwestern Alaska, we can generally expect warmer than average temperatures. That'll be our next system moving in, bringing in some unsettled weather to the northwestern quadrant of the state, cooler than expected weather, or cooler than average weather across the southeast. And then precipitation we can expect, again with that storm system moving in, bringing the warm air is also going to bring precipitation. So above average precipitation expected for the northern half of the state, with much drier conditions expected for the southern half. And that'll wrap up our public forecast. I'm meteorologist John Cowen.